Chapter 1 starts with communication principle. This is a really important section of the chapter. There are 5 communication principles. So the first one is that communication is unavoidable. The fundamental axiom of communications according to our book is that one cannot be communicated. A lot of our behaviors offer cues about our attitudes. For example, facial expressions, postures, and gesture, or even the clothes that you are wearing can say a lot more than your words. We are always communicating, and we always send messages. Not show up to an event that you say you were coming to, or leaving a room without saying a word, could lead to another meaning to others. So for this reason, it is essential to consider the intentional message you send. The second principle is named communications is strategic. So communications is to achieve goals, especially in a job, where non-communications could lead to misunderstanding. On a job, the most important type is instrumental communications. What does that mean? Well, when your manager asks you to turn on a report at noon and you are pursuing instrumental goals by asking how long that report has to be, well, this is an example of pursuing instrumental goals. Also, people are not always direct in their communications about instrumental goals. For example, you're talking to someone and this someone is saying, "Oh, look at the sign, look at the time." This will show that this person wants to end the conversations. A second set of goals is relational communications. This means that building positive relationship with someone will not only increase your sociability, but also will accomplish instrumental goals. Because in contrast, having a negative relationship with someone at work will lead to no communication at all. Yeah, so now my group partner Daniel is going to explain you the 3 other principles of this chapter. Thank you.
So I'm going to be talking to you guys about the second part of the communication process. So let's get into it. Communication is irreversible, meaning that our words and actions are recorded in others' memories. This means that the more you try to erase your words and actions, the more they tend to stand out towards other people. Another section states that communication is a process. While examining acts of communication, sending and receiving aren't separate events, but are both part of the process of communication and they work together. Here are some questions that you might want to ask yourself while asking uncomfortable questions in the workplace. So, is the person that you're going to ask this question to a joker or are they a serious person? How is your history with that person? And is that person normally critical towards you or are they normally a supportive person towards you? So those are just some questions that you might want to ask yourself in order to ensure that you're asking the right person the right question. And for the last part of my section, we have communication is not a panacea. So, first of all, what is a panacea? Panacea means all healing. So let's reread that. Communication is not all healing. So what does that mean exactly? Communication is not the cure for all problems. Although it can help find solutions, misunderstandings and stale feelings can still occur from communication, even if it is very good communication. In some situations, two parties can still completely understand each other, but still disagree about something. So now we're going to get on to the next part, the basics of the basics of the communication model, and some of the elements that are involved in it.
The nature of communication.